Just build a platform for your tent. Here's what the neighborhood is looking like these days. The snow is mostly gone, no leaves are out yet. And as you know, I will be staying long term in my canvas tent to build a house way out here at the ends of the roads. And before the bugs wake up and fill this landscape, I need to get a better setup than I currently have. Hard to believe it's been a steady month of winter, fighting my way in here, battling snow and cold, and hacking together a tent. But I managed, and now it's time to optimize my setup and get off this cold and muddy ground. The earth is awakening. A week of rain has ended, and the sun is feeling incredible. The mornings are still very cold, and the sun's rays are like medicine, and I need it right now. My winter camp has melted, and the inside is an absolute mess right now. It's time to move spots. Time to build a platform and get off this melting ground. One last item to haul in: crushed stone. A little more site clearing to do. Some logs and stubborn snow patches to deal with still. I'm laying out the basic 2x8 structure to get an idea of what the platform is going to look like, and marking out the spots where I'm going to dig for a 4x4 post. I didn't have to go that far down to realize I'm on solid bedrock. But I pour the crushed stone anyways to get a level patch for the posts I'm going to install. I'm marking the 2x8s 16 inches on center, and I'm drawing from some framing experience, but I'm by no means an expert. I've actually never built a floating foundation on my own before. I've always had extra hands, so I'm hoping this will come together well. Now I'm locking in the structure so it's more or less square. There's still a big lump of moss right in the middle of the structure, so it's time to get to more digging again and get rid of that. Well, I finally decided to get the power tools out. Charged from my car, of course, and I put them to work. I don't have a fancy laser level here, so I pull the corners up to level, and using a 2x4, I hold it in place with a screw. Then, I measure what the length of the 4x4 post will be and cut it to length. And if I did the job right, the post will fit and carry the box, and it will be perfectly level. I did this all the way around my square enough box, and it seemed to work out pretty well, actually. Once the box was level and tied together, I brought out the joists. I lined them up with my marked boards and put 3-inch deck screws in each side. I plan to disassemble this whole structure and rebuild as a shed, so I'm not using nails. Screws will be plenty strong enough to hold one guy, some guitars, and some personal belongings. I carried on until all the joists were in place. All right. Well, I was running out of daylight and getting increasingly nervous about eating in my tent because of bears. So I locked down one piece of plywood and had dinner outside tonight. Another sunny day to work. And I had a ton to do still. All this has to be covered with plywood still, and I have to move my entire tent. The plywood is a pretty repetitive process. Just measure, cut, screw down, and repeat. As I go through the process, I'm reminded of both how rusty I am and how far I've come since I've built my first cabin. Almost done. And now my miscalculations begin to show themselves. Well, it ain't great, but it ain't bad either. And much better than camping in the mud and in the snow. Well, it's move-out day. The foam pads I had as a floor got caked with dirt, so I tried to clean them all off. I'll take off the tarp first, and it will act as an underlayment for all my worldly possessions in the tent. Hopefully the weather stays nice like this. Well, it's starting to empty out pretty nicely in here. All these ropes I painstakingly tied in the snow are now coming loose again, as I hope for the best with relocating my little home. I stood on my all-purpose table to get the tent down, and it did the job. Off camera, right as I was taking the ridge down, it smacked my head pretty hard. The bruise is still here as I record this, and needless to say, I slowed down after that happened. And now, with the platform set up, I rebuild the whole tent. The snow acted as a great firm base, like a cement, and now I don't have that. So it made things much trickier. I was going in a bit blind to this, hoping for the best and trying my best. My sled seems to slide better over the forest floor than it did in the snow. There were a lot of mistakes made while trying to get this tent up again. But eventually it was up. Not exactly perfect, but standing. Oh, about 7'7". I can live with that. And that's all that remains of my winter campsite. Time to move in again. I have my first night on a real floor. Luxury. This is night one in my new tent. It's my new spot with the platform. The platform feels roomier, but which is great. But the tent is like not the right size. So tomorrow I have to cut 8 more poles, 8 more trees, bigger ones to fill the to fix the sides of the tent. But it's nice to be off the ground. I'm not battling with snow and a melty floor. I'm on something really solid and level. Amazing, I made something that's level. I can't believe it. And the fire is just getting going here. So it's been freezing all day long. It's been so cold. So this is a nice, this is the first bit of warmth I've had all day. Or for a long time today anyways. So anyways, this is what night one looks like. It's a mess on this side. I'm not showing you any of that side of the tent. But yeah, my stuff is mostly in here. So I've come this far in like only a couple days. Feels pretty good. And I can still see my breath in here. Well, I'm gonna go to bed now. I'll see you next time. Before I got fixing the tent, it was time to get more water. I finally got to cleaning my trails and get away into the property. This property goes very deep. There's a river way in there. So I took my time and just noticed a few things along the way. The melt has really slowed down out here, so I had to work a little harder to get my water this time. When I'm way back here, I'm noticing more and more cool features on the land, and animal signs too. The river now is humming with new life, so I took a few moments to take it all in. Work was waiting for me. I had to get cutting longer lengths of trees to get the tent close enough to its dimensions. It's supposed to be 8 feet high at the peak and 5 feet at the side walls. And in the end, all this extra cutting helped, but I still ended up with a bit of a droopy tent. I guess my idea is going to work after all. These higher supports lifted the tent closer to its proper dimensions. I grabbed some rocks to help stabilize the wood frame, and it seemed to hold nicely. I also had to raise the central ridge higher. I used a 2x4 to help carry the weight, and a good old stick to prop up the ridge to a higher tripod. In the end, it all worked out okay. I tied down all the sides with screws, and it worked like a charm. And I can't forget about the tarp. I need all the protection I can get out here. The journey to building a house will be a long one. And just like my first setup, this one will also have a little shed at the back to store some tools and stuff like that. Well, some tweaks to do still, but it's getting there now. Another day marches on. Well, it's still getting cold here at night, so it's time to get that chimney in there. A couple screws and a stick with metal brackets on it. Real fancy, I know, but it does the job. So we've gone from this a couple days ago to this tonight. Off the ground and covered. So it's an exciting milestone in the house development process. I drove all the way to the municipal office and got my address. Basically, a number on a stick. I also picked up some essentials for remote property owners. Private property signs. The red circle is a known symbol out in remote areas for private property. So I got to putting them up right away. Then, my number on a stick. A big day. The inside of my tent remains a disaster, so I'll be cleaning this up this week and make it a sweet camp. Well, not sure what kind of eggs you call these, but out here, anything fried tastes like a delicacy after doing all kinds of hard work. Nearing the end of the week, about that time where I'm going to upload a video, and it's been a beautiful week of weather. You know, a lot of work. I'm here to build a house. There's a lot that needs to be done before that happens. I gotta live. But also, you know, I have my creative pursuits that I've always had, my craft, which is the music thing, which takes a back seat to a lot of this, which is happens. It's life. But after this week, I'll finally be set up to get the job done. And you know what? This feels so good. Like, yeah, I'm eating out of a pan. Outside, sitting on a bucket. But the fact is, I'm free. I'm free. I own this land outright. If all goes to plan with the house build, all the money I've saved over the course of my life, all of it, will build the house and develop the property. Get the solar power, get the driveway in, get the well drilled, get the material for the house, all that stuff. So I'm free. So yeah, I'm eating out of a pan on land that I own, no mortgage. It's a lot less stress than I've had before in my life, you know. I've been on this off-grid path for like 10 years. You know the story of my first cabin. And I was the same then. I was free. I lived way more rustic than I am now, but I was free then too. And it's a beautiful feeling, you know. It's one that a lot of us out there forget. We get so used to the stresses of life and we're just playing catch up for our whole life. But if you decide to live dead simple, below your means, I've done that for a long time. It's possible to have something like this. I think that's the whole key, you know. And patience is a big virtue when it comes to getting freedom, you know. It's not the most luxurious freedom, but it's freedom nonetheless. And so it continues, folks. I need to set up a sweet camp now that I'm off the ground and figure out my driveway in and some more possible build sites. The leaves and the hordes of mosquitoes are just around the corner, and there is much to be done. So, my fellow dreamers, keep your dreams alive, and I will see you next week.